What's up, everybody? My name is Alejandro Saab, and I'm the voice of Cyno. Hopefully everyone's gotten to know Cyno a little better during this version.
Dale.
And we've still got plenty of Cyno coming our way in the upcoming version, too.
And I'm sure lots of travelers are super excited to see what version 3.2 has in store for us.
Esse comecinho depois a gente vê
let's
de
jump
novo.
right in and start with our new version trailer.
Let's do it!
Yes! Bora de trailer. It's trailer time.
Imagine this. We have orchestrated our plan and successfully rescued Lesser Lord Kusanali. We have changed Sumeru's entire political landscape.
Ó o ratão.
Did I just see something dart by?
Ih,
Having the
papel,
doctor
né?
gone benefits him as well as us.
Ah, eu quero muito sentar porrada em você.
Amazing. So this is how it feels to walk out of that cage with my own body.
Linda! Meu Deus!
Hey,
Meu Deus do céu,
Make
é
yourself
fonte do
at
TikTok. Que isso?
but now doesn't seem to be the time to indulge in this feeling.
Jesus!
Is it too late for an extension? Ha!
Meu Deus, outra
Not
espadachim.
now.
I'm
Stars,
here!
shine for me.
Ah, porra de cubo!
Luckily,
Começou.
there is still some time left for me to take care of everything before I leave.
So, you think this is over?
Wait. No. I can't.
That's the secret hidden by Ermin's soul concerning the truth of this world.
The balladeer has already become a god?
No wonder your own people have abandoned you, God of Wisdom.
Caralho, virou Power Ranger!
At my command, you shall fall. My endless cycle begins. Your ploy was to sacrifice the traveler here, was it not?
Nilu, are you sure about this? You're taking such a great risk for them.
I must admit that I'm a little scared. But I'll try my best for Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Hathem's plan is even more radical than I imagined.
Brothers, let's show them we Eremites are not to be messed with.
Quasar, you've betrayed all of Sumeru, betrayed its Archon.
Creating a god. We are using human wisdom to create a god. Let us reenact a scene of the Archon War. Come and inaugurate my birth as a god.
Tá! Eu tenho o time perfeito pra sentar a porrada na sua cara, velho. Nossa, e ele inclui... Nossa, já toma código. E ele inclui todos os arcontes, velho. 9, 4, 2. Nossa senhora. Z3, X, V. Maluco, tem um Gundam, velho. Deixa eu já atualizar o primeiro aqui, ó. Lembrando que vocês têm aí... Pronto, tá salvo. Deixa eu ver se já tá funcionando. Ô, porra. Beleza, funcionando. Exclamação código. Ai, Mizu. Pronto, tá lá no seu já. Nos apps. Primeiro código já está aí. Com acento agora, Dani. Agora o código é com acento, pro Gui parar de reclamar. Mano, tudo por ela. Todas as gemas por ela. O que é um Gundam? Gundam é um robô gigante. Os robôs gigantes japoneses. São bem antigos. Caraca!
So, we've got a lot to unpack from that trailer.
Yeah. After experiencing the Sub-Zerus Festival, Samsara, and surviving our journey through the desert,
Meu
we'll
Deus,
finally
Winter
get to
lendo
the
o livro.
riveting end of the Sumeru Archon Quest in version 3.2.
Tranquilo,
Picking
Bisa.
up right where we left off, the Traveler is teaming up with some amazing characters to face the Academia and rescue Sumeru's Archon. But I'm sure the first thing everyone's wondering is how we're going to save the Dendro Archon.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Nahida's been locked up by the doctor inside the sanctuary of Surastana. It's not like we can just go
É o
walking
Santuário
in there.
Shurastana.
And on top of that, we're dealing
Shurego.
with two of the Fatui Harbingers now. We've got the Balladeer in his super powerful looking boss form, as well as the Doctor, who seems to be a real
Eu quero
tricky one
sentar
to
a
predict.
porrada nos dois, velho.
I'm not gonna lie, the Traveler really has his hands full with this one.
Yeah, definitely a tricky situation.
Totally. And besides these two Harbingers, we can be sure the Grand Sage will also be on his guard. But hey, with the help of two insiders like Sino and Alhaitham,
Daqui 8
we
dias.
might just have a way into the Academia.
Well, as the General Mahamatra, Sino also has his own agenda. After being tracked and predicted by the Academia for all these years,
Essa missão eu
this
quero
might
fazer
just
quando
be
ela
his
começar,
chance to
velho.
settle the score.
Eu quero muito
And
sentar
if we're
porrada
hoping to
nesses
truly
boss.
save Sumeru, we'll definitely need the power of the Dendro
Nossa, que estranha a
Archon
voz
to
da
help
Nahida em
us.
inglês, velho.
Yeah, I can't wait to
Tipo,
see
é
how
uma
everyone's hard work and
adulta
coordination
fazendo a
plays
voz
out.
de uma
And I don't know about you
criança.
guys, but
Deusa.
besides saving Nahida, I'm also curious how we're going to save Irminsul. Plus,
Vou
we
puxar.
still don't know the meaning behind the words
Ficou.
that Greater Lord Rukkhadevata left us. World, forget me.
Well, travelers will be able to personally unravel the answers to all these
Ela não tá fazendo a
questions in
mesma
their
coisa?
own
Sim,
journeys
óbvio.
through version
Mas ainda assim
3.2.
é estranho.
You know, I'm actually kind of curious what the future for Sumeru will be once they get through all of this and,
Essa é a
you
voz da
know,
própria atriz,
what will
sim, eu
happen
sei,
to the
gente.
crew we've been working with along the way.
Yeah,
Os únicos que a
same.
voz é igual ao
I
personagem é o
just
cara
hope
do
things
Ito
will
lá.
work out for everyone affected by Elazar, like Dunyarzad and Kale.
Mano, ela
and we
chorando.
can't forget the desert
Nossa,
dwellers
velho, eu
who
vou
have been
espancar
mistreated all
Fatui
these
até
years. There's a lot that needs
até
to
a
change for
vaca
them too.
latir, velho.
Right.
Por
So be
fazer
sure
ela
not to
chorar.
miss Chapter 5 of the Archon quest. Akasha pulses, the Kulpa flame rises. It'll be quite the ride, and I hope everyone will enjoy it.
Yeah, and of course, the end of this quest won't be the end of everyone's journey in Sumeru. There are still many puzzles and mysteries waiting to be solved. Whether it's Lesser Lord Kusanali, the Doctor, or the
Estranha a voz da
Balladeer,
Bárbara e da Shin
I
em
think
inglês.
there still
Tá menos
might
pior
be
que a voz da
lots of
Klee.
unexpected things waiting to be uncovered.
Yes, it's gonna be awesome.
Okay, so now that we've talked about some of the storyline, maybe
Beleza.
we can talk about that massive mechanical-looking puppet we've seen. That's the god that the Academia has been creating.
That's right. And
Vamos dar uma
now
olhada no
that you
boss.
mentioned it, let's talk about the Balladeer boss battle.
Tamanho do
Whew,
boss,
this
velho.
boss looks tough. The Doctor must have put a lot of his energy into this.
Yeah, the Balladeer has lots of strong
Duas
and
estrelas,
awesome-looking
Açúcar.
abilities, so why don't we
Esse
start by
espadinha de
checking out
duas
some
estrelas.
gameplay from the new boss battle?
Sounds good.
Woo!
Bora. Vamos ver como é que tá esse boss. 2 estágios, pelo que eu entendi. O primeiro ele vai ser assim. Rapaz do céu. Esse vai ser um semanal chato de enfrentar. Que é isso? Pet novo? Alô? Mihorio? Vazou pet novo. Que isso? Escândalo, véi! Não, o canal do Mihorio não tem legenda.
Oh, wow, just look at the size of
Easy.
it. Pretty sure this boss is gonna push travelers to the limit.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, that thing is huge. And come to think of it, this is like the third Fatui Harbinger
Sim,
boss battle
o
we've
Pet
had.
estava
They
metendo
really
bala.
keep stepping up the art and design every time. It's so awesome.
Yeah,
It's so cool.
this is an ultra-powerful puppet we're
Vazou
going
Pet.
up against here. So
Vazou
we're
Pet que
talking
ajuda.
huge attacks and epic moves. Let's break it down a bit. In the first phase of the battle, the Balladeer will use his massive arms
Olha
to
pro
attack
Paulo.
everyone. The arms are
Ele
capable of
404,
utilizing
acho.
different elemental powers, and there are several types of abilities, including attacks that create fields of burning or freezing effects on the ground.
Oh, you know what? This fight kind of reminds me
Que
of when we fight ruin guards.
delícia!
I think we'll have to come up with a way to paralyze it.
Ele usa
Right.
todos os elementos pra em
And you
cima de
might have
você.
noticed there are
Mama.
some arcane formations on the ground, so activating those might trigger some interesting effects.
And I bet a lot of people are wondering what that thing is floating next to us. Not gonna lie,
Olha a
he's
segunda
kind of
dele.
cute.
20
Oh,
meses.
maybe it's
Ah,
Paimon
não vi que
Reed's
tinha
kid.
acabado, sim. Mas um mês
Sorry,
novinho.
but no.
20 meses
Not
já
only
é
is it
muito.
20
super cute, but it's
meses,
also super
velho.
powerful.
Obrigada, Aninha. Tamo
Travelers will need to
junto.
charge energy for this little helper and use its special skill to counter the boss in battle.
A helper in a boss fight. Yeah, that's definitely not Paimon.
Olha o pé tentando babo.
Once the Balladeer has transformed into this massive form, our usual attacks won't deal any
Não,
tangible
Ana Geek,
damage to
você põe
him.
Ana Geek.
So, the only thing capable of breaking through his defenses will be our little helper that we just mentioned. There will even be some moments in the fight where travelers will need to use an aiming mode to attack the boss's weak points.
Oh, who'd have guessed that little thing would be so
Eita!
important against a boss the size of the Balladeer?
I know, right? They also use some amazing special effects for all of the Balladeer's moves.
Que isso?
Speaking of which, the
Papabom.
cosmic appearance, the spacey special effects of his skills really kind of remind me of the Raiden Shogun skills.
Sim.
Ah, you're right. And seriously, I can't wait to check out this new boss fight. I'm so hyped.
Yeah.
So now that we've covered the new boss battle, I think it's time to introduce the first of our new playable characters coming in version 3.2.
Linda.
Let's welcome Lesser Lord Kusanali, aka Nahida.
Hey, finally!
After everything we've
Tô com
experienced in the story so far, I think Nahida's already like a good friend to us. It's seriously so crazy what we've been through.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear you say that, Zach. Okay, so throughout our journey, maybe everyone's already noticed some of the yeah, let's call it that. Unique metaphors that Nahida likes to use.
Tudo nela é
And yeah,
único.
they can be pretty out there. Or sometimes she'll use really childlike language to describe some deep or profound idea. But the truth is, she has yet to set foot in the outside world since she was born. To
Não
her,
acaba nunca
all the knowledge
ocupada.
that she has in her mind is like pieces of scenery that
Voz
she's
da
never
Nahida
seen with her
tem,
own
sim.
eyes.
Totally. It's really hard to imagine that the god of wisdom had been locked up for 500 years. Just makes me upset just thinking about it.
But I'm sure everything will work out sooner or later.
If travelers would like to spend more time with
Ok,
Nahida,
no
then be
fim-
sure to check
tá
out
faltando a do
Nahida's story
Cine e a
quest,
da
Sapientia
Nilô.
or Mastes chapter. The quest will
Mas
be
ok, a
available
gente
upon
ignora.
completing the Sumeru Archon quest. So be sure to check out the quest to learn more.
It's nice that we'll get to spend more time with her, but I want to see Nahida in battle. What you got for us, Kimberly?
Oh, I've got lots to
Mas
share.
não seja ruim.
But before we get to that, let's have a quick peek at Nahida in action.
What they say is true. You have to see the world for yourself to appreciate how beautiful it is.
Meu Deus, ela brincando de poder. Pula na amarelinha.
Bro! The
Que
Temple of
isso?
Wisdom!
Que prova! Tá, literalmente ela faz o templo da sabedoria. Ah, mano, olha essa idol.
She's so cute!
Look at her.
I love her!
Aw, little Nahida is so cute. I
Duvido,
love
ela
how
não
she hops
lembra.
around when she's fighting. Oh, and her swing too.
Ela tira foto,
So
velho.
what's that
Ela
skill
faz,
that looks
ela
like she's
só-
using a
ela faz
viewfinder or
assim, ó,
something?
tome.
That seems pretty
Tommy.
different.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start with her viewfinder-ish kind of skill, which is actually her elemental skill. As a catalyst
Caraca.
user, Nahida's combat style is pretty unique. You may cast her elemental skill by tapping the skill button, or you may
Mano,
hold
ela,
the button
os
to enter
ataques
an
dela, ela
aiming
pula
mode.
amarelinha.
Opponents who are selected while aiming will be linked by Nahida's special mark. After you trigger elemental reactions on opponents who are linked, and when they take damage from Dendro cores, Nahida will unleash Tri-Karma Purification, dealing Dendro damage.
Whoa, this is so cool. Yeah, I love how it's like connecting the enemies
Meu
together.
Deus, velho.
Outside of combat, Nahida can use her
verdade.
elemental skill and enter the aiming mode we just mentioned to interact with certain harvestable items, allowing her to
Que?
collect items directly to the
Mentira.
inventory from a
Se
distance.
você usar o
Whoa,
você
wait,
recolhe as coisas.
Being able to harvest materials like
Meu
that is gonna be so
Deus.
cool.
Ela tira
That'll really
foto
save us
do,
some time.
tipo, você não precisa mais ficar
This
apertando E,
skill
ela
may
tira
also
tudo.
have some additional uses, so travelers will have to give it a try themselves and see.
Ooh, okay.
Nahida's
Isso.
elemental burst is where things get really interesting. Upon unleashing her burst, Nahida manifests the Court of Dreams, expanding a special field.
That's pretty amazing. The
Ah,
effect
olha
really
o
does
tamanho
look like
disso.
some royal court or palace.
Yeah, different effects will be produced based on whether there are pyro, electro, and hydro characters in the party. While Nahida is within the special field, a pyro member in the party will increase the damage of Tri-Karma Purification. An electro party member will decrease the intervals at which Tri-Karma Purification is triggered, and a hydro party member will cause the duration of the field to be increased. If there are at least 2 party members of the elemental types I just mentioned, then the effects will be increased further.
Whoa, this is blowing my mind right now. We'll really have to focus on which effects we want to achieve and put some thought into our team's composition.
Right?
É isso. Ela
A
veio
key
pra dar
thing
aquele
to
upgrade que
remember
todo mundo
is
queria.
that these effects can be triggered while Nahida is not on the battlefield,
Deus,
as long as the active character remains in the special field radius.
Nice. Also, in addition to Nahida, we have one other character joining us in version 3.2.
Olha ela aí.
That's right.
A menina
She's a
Lailas.
very peculiar academia student. Her name is Layla. Most days, she looks super
Layla.
tired and anxious, which seems to be a direct result of her relentless struggle with her studies.
Yeah, and not only is she frail and anxious looking, but she also studies astrology. So
Estudante
it's no
cansada.
wonder people around her might consider her a little
Representar todos os
strange and mysterious.
universitários.
And even though she's always groaning about her studies, most of
Layla,
Layla's
man.
research work is actually fine overall. It's just her lack of confidence that's really holding her back.
Tem cara que
And
dorme no meio
that's
da
when
luta.
her unusual ability comes into play.
And her ability
Meu Deus, espadachim
is
Cryer.
sleepwalking.
Yeah.
Passo
While she is
dormindo.
sleeping, Layla unleashes her true self, allowing her to
Meu
regain
Deus,
the
é o
confidence she
Zenitsu.
needs and activate the talents and strengths she's
É o
had
Zenitsu.
all along.
Dorme e ela fica poderosa.
As soon as she starts sleepwalking, her unfinished papers no longer seem
vira
like the
sonâmbula.
monumental tasks they were, and
Ele é
she
brasileiro,
completes them
cansaço no olhar
in no
entrega
time.
isso. Nossa
This
senhora.
is definitely
olheira da-
something
da
only
Rosária.
Layla can do. Our viewers shouldn't try to do this with their own homework. But does Layla have any idea what happens when she's sleepwalking? I mean, does she know that she has this ability?
She seems to be aware of it.
Eu sei que minha
The
papai
papers
pode
are
continuar
obviously
assim.
full of her handwriting, after all. But there have been some weird instances.
Vocês não precisam
For
me
example,
ouvir.
once during
Ouçam
crunch
a live.
time while researching, she sleepwalked and climbed the wall of Salmiel, and then randomly bumped into Candace.
E ela
Such
tem
weird
insônia.
occurrences have made her start to wonder what's really going on.
Pode mandar secreto. Não
And
tem
aside
sombras.
from her sleepwalking, just
Você
like
pode
any
tentar
other
mandar
student,
qualquer áudio.
Layla has
Todos foram desativados. Boa, Mihoyo, parabéns. E tivemos a primeira travada da Mihoyo. Não é minha essa travada, é da Mihoyo, tá, gente? Oh, nice. Memória insuficiente? Oh, nice, hein?
Walking abilities in combat too, right?
You bet. Let's have a look at Layla in combat.
Primeira vez que eu vejo uma bosta
Even when
dessa.
we're not looking up at the stars, they're always there. Watching us. My guiding stars.
E dormiu.
Stars, shine for me.
It almost looks like she's sleeping while being protected by the shield.
This shield not only protects Layla, but also creates night stars while it is active. When a character protected by this shield uses an elemental skill, more night stars will be created. Once 4 night stars have been accumulated, they will transform into homing shooting stars, dealing damage to any opponent's hit.
Ooh.
Ah, night stars. I love how her skills have a starry theme.
Oh, ixi,
It ties into
nossa,
her
olha os
studies.
rombos físicos aí, ó. Olha o Razer
Yeah,
voltando
throughout
pro
the skill's
meta.
duration, each time a night star is accumulated, the shield strength will increase. This effect can stack up to a maximum of 4 times.
Sim, ela é espadachim Cryo.
Layla's elemental burst unleashes a dream sphere that constantly fires starlight slugs at opponents within its AoE, while also generating night stars for Layla's shield. As a talented Ratawa student, Layla also comes in handy when crafting. When Layla crafts character talent materials, she has a set chance to receive double the product.
Ah, nice.
Ah, é a
Anyway,
passiva
when
da
can
Eula.
travelers expect to see these new characters
4
available
estrelas, Aninha.
in-game?
Great question. That brings us to our new event
Prontinho,
wishes.
está aí os
In
banners.
the early part of version 3.2,
Sabia que
Nahida
ela
and
não ia
Yoimiya
colocar
will
os
be
dois
available.
catalistas juntos.
In the later part of the version, we'll be seeing rerun event wishes for Yaemiko
E ela
and
só vem na segunda
Tartaglia,
metade.
and Layla will become available for the
Lixo do
first time.
Tartaglia, velho. Meu
Also, a new
Deus.
5-star weapon, 1,000 Floating Dreams, will be appearing in the new weapon event wish.
Oh, nice. By the way, I've heard that Layla's been getting ready recently to participate
Oi,
in
Luiz, como é que você
Sumeru's
tá, meu
Beast
querido?
Tamer tournament. But before we get into that,
18
I
dias
think
pela
it's time
live.
for us to take another break. We'll be back with the latest info on events coming in the version update.
Meu Deus, aí, oi, velho.
I know what you're thinking. It's time for redemption code. You guys get it?
Boo.
Sai no.
All right, that's enough.
Vamos lá. Scaraboss. Não. Ai, velho, mais uma bosta de um Tartaglia. Quem aguenta? Exclamação código já está aí, ó. Pra vocês, exclamação código já está aí. Lembrando que tem que pegar eles até às 11 da noite. Bom dia, teve o que de bom até agora? Esse boss gigantesco, a Nahida. E não me importo mais com nada. Como é que está, Carlão? Tá melhor, meu querido? Como é que tá a recuperação? Banners da 3.2 voltam a ser de 21 dias. Quero saber da minha Elan. Já tenho o mínimo pra pegar ela e a arma tema. Quem sabe um dia. Dessa vez a EA vem pra mim. Ai, velho, a Layla só... Mano, que bela bosta, hein, mano? A Layla vindo só...
Welcome back to the version 3.2 special program, everyone.
Olha,
Next, we'll take a
de
look at
graça.
some of the new events for the coming update. An amazing fungus competition is about to begin in the lands of Sumeru. Not only has it attracted local competitors from Sumeru, but also spectators from other nations.
Fungus competition? How does that even work? Aren't fungi dangerous? They're always attacking us in the wild.
I know it sounds a little weird, but you'll love it. In this contest, participants will use a special gadget called a wisdom orb to catch and train their fungi and participate in battle events. Although the fungi often pose as little troublemakers for us in the wild, using this gadget will allow travelers to establish a certain level of communication with them.
Okay, so if I catch and train a Jade Plume Terror Shroom, then I should be pretty much unstoppable, right?
Oh, no, that wouldn't be fair.
In this event, travelers will be able to sneak up on fungi in some certain areas to catch them. Unfortunately, the Jade Plume Terror Shroom is not one of those areas, Kimberly. If you end up startling them, they'll flee until they are outside a set distance.
After catching different kinds of fungi, you can follow Paimon's suggestion and give them cute names. But most importantly, you will have to train your fungi.
That sounds fun.
Travelers will have to use special floral jelly ingredients to mix and form blends that your fungi enjoy and unlock their true potential. While mixing ingredients, you use copy, switch, and rotate functions, and place a preset formula you have in the corresponding spot.
Oh, looks kind of like jelly. I bet Paimon's gonna be all over that.
Hey, Paimon wouldn't ever do that!
Well, I can tell why you didn't book that role.
And with all these different kinds of fungi, they should have different abilities, right?
Yeah, so to work on their abilities, we'll use something called the Special Training Mode. In this mode, there will be two challenge types, Coordinated Assaults and Zone Defense. Travelers will be able to command their fungi's abilities, have them coordinate their attacks against a single target, and control them to defend the ley line monolith.
Oh, they're so cute. This is gonna be so much fun. I can't wait.
Yeah, me neither. As for the rewards, in addition to Primo Gems and various materials, once travelers have reached a certain phase of the event, they will also be able to summon the great and almighty merchant, Dory.
And Layla will be appearing in the event storyline, as well as a familiar visitor from another nation.
Meu Deus,
Any
Battle
idea
of
who it could be?
Cogumelos.
Supposedly a fun guy.
Ah, não,
okay,
mano.
I see what you did there. I respect it.
O dublador do sino
Let's
fazendo
leave
piada
that
sem graça,
for
velho. Meu
travelers to
Deus.
discover themselves in the event.
À tarde isso vai ser muito bizarro.
Okay, next up we have a change of pace with an all-new Trials event. For this event, travelers will have to use characters' special abilities to complete specific objectives.
Tá, mais evento
For
que vai dar
example,
Primogem
you
Mora.
may have to knock slimes into the goal by triggering an overloaded reaction with Yen Fei's and Klee's attacks,
Deus,
or
futebol.
use Yelan's elemental skill to move quickly and dodge giant pinballs. Here are some others. Use Xiao's plunging attack to send platforms back to the ground, or use Beto's elemental skill to hit the ball.
This sounds like some pretty unusual training.
Yeah, and to make things even more interesting, this event will support
Mas
co-op
já aconteceu,
gameplay.
nada mais importa. Tudo importa, Dino, cara.
This sounds like it'll be a lot of fun
Vou
to
chamar sua
watch.
esposa aqui.
But what about objectives for characters that maybe we haven't unlocked yet?
No worries, we got you covered.
Razer.
All the corresponding characters will be provided as trial characters in the challenges.
Perfect.
In addition to these events, version 3.2 will also feature an event for our players to put their skills to the test.
No.
This time,
no,
we'll have a new
no.
edition of
Olha
the
o que
Hypostatic
voltou.
Symphony event.
Nice.
Meu Deus,
So,
velho.
what
Primeiro
changes can
evento
travelers
dos
expect
cubos.
this time around?
The most notable change, of course, will be the addition of the new
Meu
Dendro
Deus,
Hypostasis.
Eu
That's
falei
right,
desse
the
evento e
last
ele
member of the
voltou.
Hypostasis family will be officially landing in version 3.2. Besides serving as a new open-world boss, the Dendro
Parecem
Hypostasis will
divertidos.
also be
Eu nem
busy
jogo o jogo.
performing alongside its fellow Hypostases in the Hypostatic Symphony event.
This time around, travelers will be facing challenges featuring the Dendro, Cryo, Pyro, and Hydro Hypostases.
Ué, cadê o
Before
Eletro?
each challenge,
Excluíram o
travelers may
Eletro.
select a buff effect to use. However, as
Meu
you
Deus,
increase
esse é
the difficulty,
diferente.
the number of uses will decrease and the enemies will become more challenging. So it'll be super important for travelers to plan the right moment to use these effects.
Eita porra.
So what options do
Nossa,
we have
como
once we run
Cryo,
out of buffs?
rotaco e clique,
Travelers will
apelão,
still
hein?
be able to use food and potions from their inventory. If you're aiming to just collect all the Primogem
Hey, que
rewards,
prima?
don't worry.
Esse
You won't
muro
need
aí,
to up the
véi.
difficulty too much.
Okay, good to know. Whew.
Excluíram o
I,
gel e
for
o
one, will
Eletro.
definitely not be upping the difficulty. And just like
Tommy.
before, you may tackle the challenges together with your friends once they have joined your world.
Great. We can help each other out.
Oh yeah.
Now that we've covered the challenge event, let's take a quick look at a couple more casual events coming our way in the new update. First,
Isso.
we'll be finding inspiration for an illustrator in
Outside
the Outside the
Olha!
Canvas
Mais
Inside the
evento de
Lens
foto.
event.
Esses eventos
And
são
once
facinho.
again, we'll be working together with Lieben in Marvelous Merchandise.
Ninguém liga
It's
pro
also
Nemo.
worth mentioning here that some optimizations
É
have
tipo
been made
Arconte,
for the
ninguém liga
photo
pro
event
Vente.
this time around. Everyone will be able to select from some preset angles and can make use of the rotate and focus functions to take
Que
better
ótimo,
pictures.
vai vir
That's
preset de
great.
ângulo.
While you're out taking pictures,
Eu vou precisar
you
ficar me
may run
matando.
into some interesting storylines along the way. So be sure not to miss Outside the Canvas, Inside the
Preset de
Lens.
foto.
Man, I love these kinds of events. Sign me
Glória a
up.
Deus.
Yeah, me too. In addition to all these new events, we
Ih,
also have
pote.
some news on system-related updates and optimizations.
Ah.
I'm really excited about the first of these, which is regarding the Serenity Pot. Starting
Que
with
tem aí no
version
Serenity
3.2,
Pot?
the Serenity Pot will be adding the long-awaited replication system.
Ah, tá,
Wow,
tá.
that's
Eles já
super
tinham dito
amazing.
isso.
Yeah.
Tá.
This feature will allow travelers to use sharing codes to bring designs from other travelers' teapots and implement them in their own, or share their own teapot designs. I know there may be some travelers out there who have seen some amazing teapot designs
Como
that they've
assim?
wanted to
Emocionante,
also
Lucas.
create
Fala mal do
themselves,
Puli não,
but
véi.
didn't have the ability or time to make it. With this new
Super
function,
emocionante.
travelers will be able to bring that creativity
Construções
back
de
to their
Sumério.
own teapot or share their creativity with others.
Get ready
Já
to hit up
tivemos
your
o Fall
friends with
Guys, já
amazing
chegou
teapot
aqui.
skills.
Agora,
I can't
meu
wait
Deus
to
do
see
palco.
everyone sharing their designs, especially with me.
Which brings us to our final update to share with everyone. This
Menos
one
para
is
esses
regarding the
bugs.
game's available languages. Starting with version 3.3, which will be the update following this one, Genshin Impact will be adding Turkish and Italian to the game language settings.
É, dois
So,
novos idiomas
players who
foram
prefer to
adquiridos.
see the game's text
Turco
and
e
UI in
italiano.
those languages can look forward to that.
The team truly hopes that travelers
Agora os
from all
italianos
over
e
the
os
world can
turcos vão
enjoy
se
the game
sentir.
and start their own journeys through the world of Tibet.
For further details, please check Genshin Impact's official channels and keep an eye out for future announcements and info.
Wow, we've covered a ton of stuff. Seriously, it's a lot to take in.
For sure. So now is probably a great time
entendendo
for
tudo, tá em
our
turco.
last redemption code.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Último código com ela, a Mimir. Quer dizer, não a Mimir, né? Vamos lá. Na, 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 na. Deixa eu ver se tá funcionando. Nice. Último código. Já está na exclamação código. É só pegar. E seja feliz. Prontinho. Ué? O que aconteceu?
Well, everyone, I think we've covered just about everything coming our way in version 3.2, which means we've arrived at the end of our special program.
This was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we covered a ton of stuff.
So much stuff.
Yeah. So many events too. But the thing that I'm most excited
Nossa, que
about
imagem
is,
maravilhosa,
of
meu,
course,
eu quero.
Nahida playable character, Nahida playable
Eu quero essa imagem.
Obviously.
Nice.
Yeah, for me, it was definitely the Balladeer. Dude,
Não traz área,
it looks
Magno.
so insane.
Não traz área nova. Não tá trazendo...
Yeah, no, for me, oh my gosh, so many things. Battling the Dendro hypostasis, and of course the fabulous fungus frenzy, getting my little fungi and battling with them. And, you know, the teapot, the Serena teapot, I'm so behind on my teapot, so I can't wait to hopefully get some designs from others, or at least, get some inspiration from getting another teapot design.
And just as we mentioned earlier, even though the Sumeru Archon quest will be reaching its final chapter here, it most definitely won't be the end of our journey in Sumeru. In our story this time, we'll be encountering some interesting and mysterious content, and I hope it will be an amazing experience for all of our travelers. May the wisdom of the Dendro Archon be with all of you.
See you in game, everyone. Bye.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Ai. Esse cara só no... Esse cara é jogável.